Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, at Great Millstone, who do well and teach well. And shalom to the hopeful elect, and you I can push in his word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. And before I go into that, let me get this. This is the book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Lord, or saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. It's like you. And your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Okay? Because this is a testimony that I had with the dream, And it's the spirit because I was on the phone with the Ak man, and he kind of brought that into mind. How when I explained this dream to him, it was a couple of days before all this blackout talk, man. All this, before all this, fuss about power outages and outages happening across the states. Before the movies, Leave the World Behind and so on and so forth. And I was like, man, you're right. I actually need to make a lesson on that, because this was a mad faith booster because I even forgot about it. I was like, oh, shit. It's the spirit that the brother brought that back to mind. But technically, in the dream, which I have a video going into what's happening in Maine as of right now. Or I forgot when exactly that was. But I had a dream or a vision of a blackout happening, right? Let me get this before I go into that. Yep, right here. So I actually had a vision of a blackout happening, and in the dream, I didn't even know that a blackout happened. The only reason I found out was because people were calling me and asking me if my power had went out, if we still have, if our lights still working, and so on and so forth. And I was confused because I was like, yeah, like my light is still working. Like my fridge, the microwave. I was flickering in the dream. I was flickering on and off my kitchen light. I'm just like, yeah, my shit is working. They're like, what the fuck? And then I just had so many phone calls coming in, and I was wondering. I was like, man, why are people calling me? Is there a blackout? Did the power go out or what? And then in that same dream, I was like, oh, shit, like the Wadi Al Bashim was shy for light, man. And, with this, with this dream that I had, man, it should be a faith booster into your brothers, man, that, we're hearing all this talk about, outages and so on and so forth. But the Lord's going to have it to where, your power doesn't go out. Your fridge is still running, right? Your microwave is still working. Bathroom and so on and so forth, right? Military experts predict 90% of Americans will die a year after an electromagnetic pulse attack with the EMP. Almost everything powered by electricity will be wiped out. And when you read this in a cardinal sense, you're going to have Jake say, well, what are you going to do? We're going to have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. This is the time of miracles. This is the time. Let me get this. This is the time that the Lord is going to, work. Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law, right? Because at that moment, the hopeful elect, bro, you brothers that are pushing this truth and all truth and sincerity, right? You're pushing in this work, then now it's going to be time. And that time, Jacob's trouble for when the Lord's going to, cash out our investment. And he's going to be working, man. Don't be stressing about things of this sort, man. And just go into this. Let me see. That's not the article. Oh yeah, dozens stranded and stuck elevators as lights flicker in brief New York City power outage. I also have another, now that I'm actually in this topic, going to dreams. A couple years back, I actually had another dream. In an elevator, and this dream took place in New York City. In the vision, the Lord had it to where, I was in New York. I was going up an elevator, and next thing you know, the elevator started glitching, right? And I was already up, right? I was like at level 130 something, or so like level like 200 something. That's how high up I was in the elevator. And when the elevator cut off, it just started, the numbers just started depleting, and we started going down fast, boom, boom. And then it started, going down 200, 199, 198, down. And then it stopped at 144, and it just kept on glitching and glitching and glitching at 144. And, the spirit got on me to just get my hands out and stop the elevator with my mind, and it stopped. So, and that goes for brothers, man, because these are just visions given unto us, I can, to make lessons on, and to, exhort brothers, man, to keep pushing, and to, not be, don't be so caught up in the what ifs, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to look out, man. Right? So, I can that out there in New York, hey, you might be up in the elevator, you know, just, hey, lean on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The Lord's going to make it known that, hey, in that day shall be known who are my chosen, right? You Akim are gonna know, man. You're not just gonna be at that, when Jacob's trouble, when the Lord starts releasing miracles and things of that sort start happening. You're not just gonna be out there just wondering if you're still one of the elect, man. The Lord's gonna make it evident. So, local news: Con Edison power outage. These people stranded in elevators overnight across New York City. There was another article right here. What would happen if the U.S. power grid was attacked? Virtually every aspect of life would come to halt, right? What's it called? Casualties could run into millions. The possibilities of widespread and prolonged outages may seem too many people. The possibility of widespread and prolonged outages may seem to many people like the stuff of science fiction, but security experts now believe that the chance of such a disaster is higher than it's ever been and rising. You see? And rising. Because the Lord's getting ready to bring this thing to a halt, because these power outages are not just the start of, the calamities and things of that sort, but also the beginning of the famine of the word. Right? You're not going to be able to go on YouTube and just start searching up lessons, so on and so forth. So, man, hey, this is just a quick vision that I had. Let me also get this before Exodus 10. Yeah, I'll probably go in the NIV. It's all good. Let's get in the new. Say 21. I'm sorry, 20. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go. Verse 21. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand towards the sky so that the darkness spreads over Egypt. Darkness that can be felt. Because you people are going to feel this darkness, man. If you're not of the elect, if you're not if you don't have, that hedge of protection with you during that time, you're gonna feel that darkness, man. So Moses stretched out his hand towards the sky, and total darkness covered all Egypt for 3 days. No one could see anyone else or move about for 3 days. Yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived, man. Where they lived. People were calling me, asking me if I had, electricity. People were asking me if my fridge was running, and so on. And guess what we did? My fridge, our lights were still flickering. My fridge still opened up. The microwave was still running. The stove worked. Everything was going good. While people were having blackouts, man. People didn't have shit. Lord didn't. Hey, man, that's the spirit, bro. Remember, man. Let me get this. You brought it out at camp, but it just fits perfectly. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And let me just get straight to the point. It's back here. Yep, right here. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. When you go into this Egypt, this is talking about this captivity, right? I will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So these power outages and things of that sort is not something new. You can read Ecclesiastes, the first chapter as well. Okay, those things that has been is that which shall be, and there's no new thing under the sun. Man, and then just as the Israelites, right? But in this time it's going to be the elect. And yeah, I actually had it right here. I written it down because, just so I could keep it in remembrance. I was chilling in my house and I didn't know what was happening. And people lost their power, but I didn't know because the Lord had it to where my house still had where our house still had power. And the only reason I found out was because people were calling me and asking me if my power went out, and it didn't. It didn't go out in the dream. And then that happened, a couple weeks back. And, I was on the phone with the Ak, just to explain myself earlier. He brought it to remembrance on how, hey, remember that dream you had? All this talk that's happening. I was like, oh, shit, you're right. He's like, yeah, bro, you should make a lesson on that. I'm like, you're right. And, well, now here I am, man, doing Spirit Power Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, making this lesson, to exhort you brothers, man, to, not be scared of these outages. But remember, bro, these plagues that the Lord is going to bring is not for you sincere Akim, bro. The Lord is not unrighteous. This is the book of Hebrews 6 and 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister, man. Right? We do this work for an expected end. We do this work so we don't go through what these people are getting ready to go through, man. And I don't want to die, we be a part of that number, right? We're prisoners of hope. Right? We hope to be part of the elect. But then we do it with confidence. Right? We do what we do and we hope, and we cast not away our confidence. We expect to be part of that number. Because remember, cast not away your confidence, which has a great recompense of reward. You don't want to go into Jacob's trouble wishy-washy. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm down. Man, you got to go into Jacob's trouble with confidence. The Lord guides me. I did what was needed of me to do. The Lord guides me. Right? The Lord gave me a vision, so on and so forth. Right? Because at the same time, it's a balance. You can't listen to every dream. Right? A foolish man believeth every dream. But nonetheless, you can through the Spirit Power Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you should be able to discern which ones are, is the Lord blessing you with, and which ones are just, Satan or, folly. Right? But nonetheless, man, the Israelites, they still had power. They could still, they could still see. Also, like, yeah. Back at verse 23, no one can see anyone else or move about for 3 days, yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived. You see, man, this is coming back all over again. So, man, Lord willing, I want to make just a quick testimony on a vision that I had. I don't want to Zah, was edifying, exhorting. With that, I want to close out by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakudah.